Hello everyone, this is Warhawk Beyond 2040 and welcome to another edition of the Jazz Albums Review Series. And today I'm going to be taking a look at an amazing album that came out in 2018 on Blue Canoe Records, and it features three of the most outstanding musicians in the world. And in my opinion, these three gentlemen need no introduction whatsoever. I am talking about, of course, the one and only bassist Jimmy Haslip, keyboardist Scott Kinsey, and drummer Georgo Borlai. And this is their debut recording as a band, ARC TRIO. So, as I mentioned already, ARC TRIO is the debut recording of Haslip, Kinsey, and Borlai. And between these three gentlemen, they have played and collaborated with just about everyone. Jimmy Haslip, of course, has played with the Yellowjackets. He is currently playing with the Jeff Lorber Fusion Band. He's played with Renegade Creation, Jing Chi, Allan Holdsworth, you name it. Haslip has seen it all and done it all. Scott Kinsey, of course, has played with Tribal Tech. He's played with Rosenwinkel, Brett Garsed, T.J. Helmerich, Robin Ford, Philip Bailey, Matthew Garrison. Scott Kinsey is, in my opinion, one of the most accomplished and respected keyboardists of all time. Georgo Borlai has played and collaborated with Scott Henderson, Matthew Garrison, Walt Fowler, Bob Mintzer, Hiram Bullock, Vernon, Reid, Iain Bellamy, Meola, Hadrien Feraud, Eric Moore, and Yolanda, to name a few. But when you put these three world-class musicians together, you not only get one of the best trio albums you've ever heard, but you get pure magic with these three outstanding players. But also featured on ARC TRIO is some very special prominent guests. We've got Vinny Colaiuta on drums, featured on 2 tracks, Gary Novak on drums, featured on 2 tracks, and we've got Steve Talvone on soprano, saxophone, flute, and EWI, featured on 4 tracks, and we've got Judd Miller on EVI on 1 track. And the music of ARC TRIO is very heavily influenced by Weather Reports. You can hear some Tribal Tech influences, you can hear some Yellowjackets influences, you can hear it, it's all there. But what I like about the ARC TRIO is Haslip, Kinsey, and Borlai take all of those influences and not try to copy what came before them, but try to create their own original voice and take things in their own direction. And it works very, very well. Haslip's bass playing is front and center and really channels in the spirit of the legendary Jaco Pastorius, but he still is very much his own man with his own original voice. At times, you can hear the spirit of Joe Zawinul in Scott Kinsey's keyboard playing. And what I like about Scott Kinsey is, aside from being an outstanding keyboardist and a great pianist as well, he's a great electronic specialist, and he always knows how to make the music feel full, orchestrated, and knows how to add colors and texturals in the right places at the right time. And he knows how to really beef up the sound in a big way. And at times when I'm listening to ARC TRIO, which I was just listening to the other day, at times it sounds like there's 4 or 5 guys, and a lot of that is Scott Kinsey. He really knows how to bring the best out of the guys he's playing with. And Georgo Borlai, although a very laid-back drummer, he brings a lot of power to the music and really beefs things up. And he's an outstanding drummer, and he really hangs with Haslip and Kinsey. And a lot of the compositions are either written by Haslip and Kinsey or co-composed by Haslip and Kinsey. And there's also a couple of Vince Mendoza originals, and there's also a co-composition with Haslip and Vanelli. So great stuff here. And as I said earlier, as you'd expect from 3 musicians of this caliber, you know you're going to get the best. And especially when you've got Jimmy Haslip and Scott Kinsey together, Yellowjackets meets Tribal Tech, you're getting something really special. And those 2 alone work really well together. And that's what I've always liked about Jimmy Haslip. He really works well with keyboardists. Alan Pasqua, Russell Francie from the Yellowjackets, Jeff Lorber in the Jeff Lorber Fusion Band. and now here with Scott Kinsey from Tribal Tech. So he works really well with keyboardists. I've noticed that with a lot of the bulk of Haslip's work, he works very well with those type of musicians. So let's have a look. So we got the three gentlemen here. So tracks we got here is Our Soso, West Orange, Conchita, Viriera, Joan, Myro, Cedars, Sprite, Palo Alto, I'm Hip, and Gone Wanderer. Brilliant music, great songs from start to finish. Definitely got a world flavour. There's some Latin influences. At times it sounds like Jimmy Haslip's ARC album. At times it sounds like Jimmy Haslip's Red Heat album. Sometimes it sounds like Weather Report. Sometimes it sounds like Tribal Tech. You know, there's so much going on here. And the standout tracks for me are Viriera, Cedars, West Orange, Al Soso, I'm Hip, Gone Wanderer, and Joe Myro. But the whole album from start to finish is just absolutely amazing. And ARC Trio is, you could kind of say it's kind of like a continuation of Jimmy Haslip's ARC album, which came out in 1993, but now it's just more or less like expanded into a band. But this is a great album. If you're a fan of Jimmy Haslip, or you're a fan of Scott Kinsey or Georgo Borlai, highly recommend you check out ARC Trio. It pretty much carries on from Haslip's two solo albums, but takes it more to the next level and a different direction. But it's absolutely fantastic. A true power trio of three world-class musicians. So there you have it. ARC Trio, Jimmy Haslip, Scott Kinsey, and Georgo Borlai. Fantastic. So that's going to be it from me. I'm going to wrap this up now. What's your favourite track from ARC Trio? Is it Was So, West Orange, Conchita, Viriera, Joan Myro, Cedars, Sprite, Palo Alto, I'm Hip, or Gone Wanderer? Or do you enjoy the entire album from start to finish? There's no right or wrong answer. We all have our favourite tracks. You know what to do, guys. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave your thoughts and comments down below, and I will see all of you next time for another edition of the Jazz Albums Review Series. So until next time, take care, everybody, and stay safe. And once again, as always, much appreciated. Thanks for listening.